They want you to copy them. Never thought I'd show these on the internet actually. I stole this art and you should too. That's the title of a video I recently watched from Sarah over on Pepper's Studio. And it's about how copying other artists is a good thing. Now, just because I'm an artist and I have in fact been copied over the years, I wanted to give my 2 cents. When I learned English, I watched movies and copied the lines, the cool lines actors said, in order to learn the language better and get a better understanding. Just to get a more colloquial tone to my voice instead of like the English you learn in school. And if you think about it, there are tons of books and online courses how to learn how to paint. Other artists provide these lessons for you to learn how to paint. They want you to copy them. They want you to learn what they have learned along the way, and they don't want you to take as much time as they did. When I went to Tokyo recently, I picked up this book by Yukoring, and it's a book that teaches me exactly her style, how to draw these beautiful girls using watercolor and how to use light within your paintings in a different way. And I picked this book up not because I'm now switching my art style and I want to only draw cute girls anime style in very pretty watercolor washes. No, I want to learn how she makes these girls glow, how she uses light and different layers in her work that then later I can use to inform my own artwork, which is completely different. I paint abstract. And as an artist, I do have a Pinterest folder full of inspirational pictures of other artists I admire, both abstract and figurative and landscape artists. Even if there's just one detail in that drawing, I will save it for later if I ever feel uninspired and need to find a new way to freshen up my own work. And also if it intrigues me and I don't know how they did it, I will save it in order to get back to it later and learn. Nothing is as exciting for an artist who's been painting for a long while than to see a painting and you don't know how they did it. It's like a puzzle for us. It's like catnip. The funny part is, before Sarah even posted that video, I was planning on making a new series for this 30 videos in 30-day challenge where I would show you how I copy and learn from other artists. So thank you, Sarah. Your video is an extremely nice springing board to introduce this new series of YouTube videos. So of course, over the years, I've bought loads of books and online courses on how other people paint and how they teach their technique. And I love those. Whenever I'm in a rut and don't know what to do, I do turn to those courses just because watching somebody else paint makes me want to paint myself. Editing Julia here, I completely forgot to mention that I obviously encourage people to copy my work, which is why I made online classes too. I have one painting that has just been so popular. People just love it, even though I've created it years ago. Earlier this year, I decided to try and recreate it and film the entire process. One, to see if I can actually pull it off and make it look similar. The other point was to show you how you can do it too. Painting is not witchcraft. It's just a skill you can learn. And the more input you get, like language learning, the easier the output will be. So if you're interested in checking it out, I've linked it in the description below, along with the other online painting classes I offer. Editing Julia finished. So in case you haven't watched her video, all the things Sarah says apply. You copy to learn, not to sell, which is an important distinction. So when I see people being inspired by my work and being very proud and showing me and tagging me in their posted pictures of what they took from my style, that's fine. I appreciate it and happy creating to you. What I don't appreciate is when they rip off my work and try to sell it as their own. And Sarah makes a point to make a distinction between that, so I appreciate that a lot. Even though there's a slightly racy YouTube title there, there's also a lot of respect for the original creator. And she tags the people she copied. Through her, I found new artists I now like. Also, I'd like to point out, when I do recreate somebody else's art to learn from them, and it's not through a book or an online course, what I do is I make tiny thumbnails of their work in my sketchbook, and I mostly use a different medium than they did because I want to learn that new medium. And I talked about in my recent video the artists I admire, how I would do that with Joan Mitchell's work. So there's a multitude of artists I'm following on Instagram, but the ones that inspire me right now, those who I made actual thumbnails of because I wanted to figure out how they did it, are, for example, Shannon Evans. This is one of her paintings and I recreated it in oil pastel. Come on, baby, where are you? Oh, I forgot about this. Okay, so I also went to an in-person class here in Seoul, learning how to do these colorful portraits with colored pencil. It was so much fun. It was by sunflower-orange.com. And the artist I wanted to talk originally about before I even saw Sarah's video is Lulin Sky. I hope I say the name right. I only ever see it written, so excuse me. She paints the most amazing abstract florals with oil paint. And I think I have at least 2 of her online classes where she goes step by step through her process. I appreciate those so much. If I ever get the chance to attend an in-person class with her, I will jump on the opportunity. Her colors are a lot more muted than what I work with, which is nice because when I get bored of my own work and my own methods, I just go with hers and have a look at what she creates and try to emulate, and it's just so different the way she approaches color and composition. And then in turn, I can go to my own work and be like, now I can solve this problem I'm having with this piece of art. Also recently I saw a quote by Yamamoto, who's a pianist, that he is hugely inspired by the masters, Beethoven and all the others, which I'm sorry, I'm not so good at music. And of course their works will always inform his own work just because he cannot unhear it. But he implores anyone who wants to learn from the masters that they add a sprinkle of at least 10 to 30% like original creativity to it. And if you want to dive deeper into this topic, there is a book called Steal Like an Artist. They say don't only copy one artist, copy hundreds of artists and then make a mosh pot of all of it, and that's your style then. So if you genuinely can put your work right next to the work that inspires you of other people and you can distinctly see which one is yours, you're safe, you're fine, you're doing amazing, keep creating. And everything that looks a bit too similar is your studies. You do not sell that, it's for you to learn. Of course, there will always be copycats who think it's easier just to take, but they will always be a step behind the original artist. And if you've watched this video all the way to the end, I'm pretty sure I know which category you fall into. Let's make the world a more colorful place, one painting at a time. Thank you so much for watching. Share this video with anyone who might be interested watching it, and I'd love to see you here again tomorrow. Because I'm on a crazy 30 videos in 30-day challenge right now, and that's what I'm doing right now. Thank you.